You're not a clown. You don't play to the gallery. You don't take to social media in tears because of hurty feelings. You own your own mental real estate, and no one is living rent-free in your head. You don't waste your time and effort seeking the approval of strangers, and that's why you crush it. For that reason, you're not a clown. You're not a performer, you're a doer. You have learned to activate, to set in motion, to initiate. Instead of analysis paralysis, you insist on agency. And this may be because you've been failed by inaction in the past. And you know that sitting still is like pouring gasoline onto your pain. And that's why you crush it. For that reason, you're not a clown. We value our frame. We've won it the hard way because our self-esteem was won through trials and through challenges. We value our reliability. We know that others can depend on us to follow through. We consider, we reflect, and we think before we act. You got standards, and you know when your yes means yes and your no means no. That's why you hold the line. You know that surrender is more than just fleeing the battle. You know that you must face yourself afterwards, should you do so. And you would rather hold the line and fall on your own terms than go home an empty shell, wondering what would have happened if only you'd shown some spine. And for those reasons, we crush it. And for those reasons, we hold the line. The tests, the betrayals, the challenges, and frankly, even the harm that you may have done to others means that you present in a way that has meaning. Your legacy is built on sweat and blood. The hill you won is too valuable to surrender. People are watching. Your presence is valued because you walk the talk. It makes you irresistible to some because you value your frame. Your frame, the story you tell yourself about who you are, is your passport to excellence and growth. You reject second-best versions of yourself. You strive to be the next, better version of yourself every day. And for that reason, you take pride and you stand with humility in the frame that you hold. And for those reasons, you always hold your frame. As your time on earth becomes scarcer, you value what you have left a little more each day. You don't rely on what ifs, you take hold of what is. Your skill with time grows the more you practice it, and you make choices and decisions that you know you can live with. For those reasons, you crush it. You know that time is your ammunition. Time is your engine, not an anchor. Time is your ammunition, and you've never been better organized. You know the value of your time, and you treat it as the rare, precious commodity it is. You greet each day with an unstoppable intention, and you do the work of 2, maybe 3 others every day. You have learned how to prioritize, how to set your goals, how to set your deadlines and your schedules, and for you, time is an engine, not an anchor. That is why we always crush it. We lead ourselves first because we know without standards we cannot truly serve others. We've learned the warrior-scholar ethos. We know our own minds, and we know that we must first overcome our own demons if we are to show up with intentionality. Therefore, we secure ourselves first so that we can serve others to the best of our abilities. Essentially, we lead ourselves first, and that is why we always crush it. The humility and confidence to lead others starts with our ability to lead ourselves. Our pride and our self-assurance can only function because we are in love with the disciplines we've cultivated. Because we've learned what we can achieve by pushing ourselves, we have insights about how we can push others too. That is why we crush it, because we lead ourselves first. We refuse to be thirsty because we typify the art of not giving aid. We've all made fools of ourselves in the past, maybe once too often, and we've learned there's no fall like an old fool the hard way. We've learned how to age with grace, and we know when to watch the river flow by and when to dive in. We dive in when we choose to. We're not thirsty, and for that reason we crush it. We've learned to despise ourselves for being enthralled by shiny objects, and for being thirsty. We've come to see men who do so as traitors, and women who expect such treatment as entitled. We've come to reject those situations which compromise our honour and our agency. And for those reasons, we crush it.